What up? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, let me shut this.
Hi. Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Shutting the door.
Oh, okay.
Shutting the office door. Okay, so I'm in our office. Ian Riley's in the studio. So we do the show live from the studio every day. Thank you, Honey's Air and Solar, our sponsor. But we do the streams from separate bedrooms so that we could look at each other face to face, rooms, without an audio feedback getting in there.
Today I'm trying a new spot.
So you're in a new spot. Which spot? Okay. So if you're just coming in, Ian Riley, we're back in the studio and Ian Riley's having a hard time figuring out a space. So this is our office. I'm sitting here. Obviously, this is my stuff behind us. So you're in the studio. Like, where's your favorite spot so far?
I think this might be it. I think
I
I'm
like
in my
it too.
spot.
Turn with your back towards the wall with the music to your left. The other way. Oh, but then you won't have anywhere to set your computer.
No.
Okay, so then do you see over it'll be your right shoulder where the computer is? We need to start putting some like Ian Riley type stuff there to so that people get your character. You know what I mean?
You need to really Ian it up in here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We could do that. We could take, you know what? I have that painting of that bulldog on our wall in the office. We could bring that in here. And that could be my little companion while you're in the office. And Baxter can come and play with us. I named him Baxter. I bought this for $0.25 at my buddy's garage sale at the corner of our street a few years ago. Best 25-cent painting ever.
He's cute.
I love it.
I do love it. Everything else Riley has up here is all King stuff. Plain white tees.
Except I think I have the
campaign. Oh, your Goo Goo Dolls guitar.
Oh, the Goo Goo Dolls guitar. That's right.
I'm surprised you didn't come and pick that up during the shutdown.
I almost did. I didn't because everybody was home, including my kids. And I was afraid they were going to find it.
Because of COVID, we weren't allowed back in the building.
And so, to come back in the building, you had to go through a whole bunch of steps. And so I came back. If you look at my desk, you'll notice there's a lot gone. The radio is gone. The little fun knick-knacky games are gone. I didn't know if we were coming back in or not. But I also knew that if we weren't coming back in, I would be able to come back in and get my stuff. And so I specifically left the guitar there because I have two boys and I love them to death. But the minute they find something, they're like, hey, how quickly can we break it? And
just keep it here. Keep it here. Well, this reason I have this Taylor Swift Bad Blood poster here. Years ago, my daughter would have snaked it. Now she's more emo than that.
Right. Now I can bring stuff home and trust that it'll live on the wall for a while before anybody comes along and, tries to go all ketchup mustard caveman painting on it, a la Encino Man.
I do have a lot of Texans stuff in here.
Oh, and you're a Chiefs fan now, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just not passionate this year. The only team I've been passionate to watch is the Raiders. I have. And I don't want to be a Raiders fan because I just enjoy talking smack to them too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just, and I love Mahomes and I love Kelsey. I'm having a rough time this season because I was a Texans fan by marriage. And then I fell in love with JJ. And then JJ went over the Cardinals. And I tried to follow him to the Cardinals, but I'm just not passionate about the Cardinals or anybody on the team except JJ. And so I was like, well, who am I more passionate about? And I was like, I love the Chiefs too, right? And I'm watching this season and I don't know. I think I need a bye year.
But I'll also so the Raiders, Gillette Stadium's new and shiny, right?
Gillette Stadium, for who you're talking about?
Wait, I'm sorry. What's the Raiders Stadium?
Allegiant Stadium.
Allegiant. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Allegiant
Gillette
Stadium
is where the Patriots play.
That's right. I say that's right like I knew that. I was just pulling out a name and hoping I was right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But Allegiant Stadium is new and shiny. You actually have a legit deep Vegas connection now. There's a lot of buzz. People didn't think that there would be buzz in the city for the Raiders, but it sounds like there is. So I think that when it comes to the Raiders, and they're the only one that you can get passionate about right now, I think that's because all the stars are lining up to, I think you may have to relegate
Me
yourself to the
too.
fact that you're a Raiders fan.
Dude, I've been a closet Raiders fan forever. It's just so much fun to talk smack to their fans. But now, like, I'm like, I can't change now that they're 3-1. I look like a bandwagoner, you know. But I do. I go to like I have Raiders gear. The first thing I wanted to see when I went to Vegas was Allegiant Stadium. It's a thing for me.
And
So
if anybody came up to you and said right now,
for the silver and black, to be honest with you,
if anybody said to you right now, who's your team? And you were like Raiders, and you're like, yeah, but you live in the Valley. You'd be like, yes, but my kids, my family, they're down in Vegas.
My ESPN app, my NFL app, all the notifications are Raiders notifications.
You're a Raiders fan. It's okay.
I know. So Giants, Dodgers, they're in the playoffs together for the first time in history.
131 years.
And I think it's exciting. I cannot be the official voice for the Giants. I have not watched baseball in a long time, but this is exciting business.
I remember, okay, so I like baseball. I love playing baseball, and I love the history of baseball. And I went to the 1988 Game 4 World Series Dodgers A's, and I remember that the Dodgers won that game. But I remember before that game, I think it was before that game, it was Kirk Gibson, if you remember that name, hit that walk-off home run for the Dodgers that like really set the tone for the series. And ever since that home run, I have had a real distaste in my mouth for Dodgers fans. You and I do this show together, and I feel like it's super boring if we're both pulling for the Giants here. But in my heart of hearts, I don't like the Dodgers. I was an A's fan growing up. I watched them beat my A's in the World Series. I'll have to bring in, I found the program for that the other day, actually, going through my stuff, like literally 2 weeks ago. I don't like the Dodgers. I physically do not like the Dodgers. We don't talk about it much. I don't like the Dodgers. I don't like Oral Hershiser. I don't like Tommy Lasorda. I don't like any of them. They're not a baseball team. They're a placeholder right now for that 4th spot, just so we're all clear.
Look at him talking smack. Look at you.
Because the only real National League team that counts, the only real National League, and Giants fans, don't take this the wrong way, because at my core, at my heart of hearts, I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. So the only National League.
Wait, what? Why?
Oh my gosh, I love Pete Rose and Johnny Bench, 2 of my favorite baseball players of all time.
Okay.
And I'm a huge, and back when the Reds had like Chris Sabo,
Lauren,
Eric Davis.
I mean, I woke up and all of a sudden I had a baseball fan in the studio.
And but I'm just saying, I want to go Dodgers for the element.
Just so that it's more fun in the studio, but you can't. You can't pretend to like the Dodgers. You can't pretend to like the Giants. It's too, on either way. There's no gray area.
Huh? But you have skin in the game. Like, you grew up a Giants fan.
Yes, absolutely.
And for me, this is just I hate LA, because with the Giants, the only skin in the game I have is my first baseball game was at Candlestick, but I was never
we grew up Giants fans, and me, my brother, and my sister, we all played ball like our whole life.
So are you going to meet up with any of your Dodger friends and watch games together? Or is
my girlfriend Erin is her 50th birthday's next weekend, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of back and forth when I see her.
Okay. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
We're always cool to each other. We're not like weirdo boys are.
Right.
Men are mean.
Yeah, some are, for sure.
The other day, I was watching the Raiders game with my, he's in a different state, but I'm here and we're watching it. And he's like, this game is crap. And I go, this isn't even a game, right? Agreeing with him. And he still wouldn't talk to me for an hour. And I'm like, you said the same thing. I wasn't roasting you.
But it's his baby. It's his baby.
I know. You boys are weird. Just like the Kings ever go anywhere, I'm not ever going to take the opposite side of the Kings. Ever.
I remember one time. Well, okay, is there a difference though? Playoffs, totally. But there's 162 baseball games, right? like if your team's playing and they lose a road series, right? Like the Giants get swept by the Dodgers on the road, right? You can still, or vice versa, you can still talk massive amounts of trash after that because it's regular season, right? Like that doesn't really matter, right? That's
No, see,
it
and
doesn't matter
that's
until
one of the
postseason.
reasons that I like quit watching baseball, because unlike football that's once a week, or even like a TV series that's once a week, like if you're not watching 4 nights a week, like you can't catch up. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's happening? What do you mean they're behind now?
Right. So regular season doesn't really count. Like you can talk all the trash regular season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't watched a game all season, but I'm totally going to bandwagon onto this playoffs.
Okay. What about with baseball? There's so many games. You can talk trash regular season. Football, you get 16 games. So if your team loses that week to your friend's team, do you talk trash then too, regular season? Or is football a different animal because you got to wait and live with that for a week, that no matter what, regular season or postseason, you step off the pedal a little bit because you got 7 days to live in that?
Raiders, you talk smack the whole, like not Raiders, football in general, you're going to talk smack the whole week. You get a whole week of bragging rights, you're going to take it. With baseball, like it could change by the next day.
Right. Right. You know who made out big in the baseball industry? The broom industry. There's 162 games a season. That's like four sets of 41, right? Or four sets of 40. That's 40 different series where people are going out and buying brooms just to walk around the stadium and go, we're going to sweep them. We're going to sweep them. Right? Like
Baseball
100
stadiums
people
are
all
the
going
only
to the
ones
dollar
that
store
don't have
buying
to
a
be,
broom.
baseball stadiums are the only ones that don't have to be cleaned up after, because everybody's all out there the whole time.
Look at us sweeping the floor with you Dodgers. And meanwhile, the maintenance and groundskeeping crew are like, hey, they swept the Dodgers up there too. Go sweep the Dodgers up there.
Yeah, right? All right, I think you're right about the Raiders thing. And I've been kicked out of Oco at a Raiders game, so I just think I'm part of it now, part of the family.
You are immersed in Raider culture, girl.
Did I tell you Papa Madden didn't know about me getting kicked out of Oco? I was a grown adult when I got kicked out of Oco for some THC partaking. And I guess you could text message, you can narc people out. And if they get a text message that somebody's at their seat smoking, the security will kick them out, which I've learned. And so they're escorting me out, and then a bird pooped on my husband's head. Remember that? Our boss here goes, how did you leave the bird poop on his head out? Like, that's the funniest part of this whole story. Well, my dad, who is not, they're the generation who still don't think that weed is medicinal or anything. You know what I think? And he even looked at me and was like, out of a Raiders game for that? And I'm like, yeah, Dad. Yeah. He goes, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. It was like 10 years ago.
Who's the person texting at the Raiders game?
Somebody, okay, so which I learned because they give me, I think I have it, I kept the pamphlet, didn't I? Oh, where'd it go? Where they kicked me out, like the rules and regulations that I had to follow, right? And one of the things on there says, if you see somebody partaking in illegal activity, aka drugs or whatever, text this number. And somebody narked me out.
And so somebody came down and said, you need to come with us now.
It was 2 security guards, and one of the guys really, really liked his job. And so to kick out the soccer mom in the overalls on the way out, his security buddy was like, hey man, there's a fight on the other side of the stadium. Maybe we should go check it out. And the guy goes, no, we're escorting her out first. He goes, come on. And he wouldn't listen to the other guy.
Hey, outside of security, because and I'll say this for any job, in any job, there's always that one person that takes it way too seriously, right? Like there's security officers and there's people that provide security, And then there's the guys that provide security, and they go get the things that go around the neck, like you saw in the Middle East, and
Or
they
like
got everything down there. And
how when you worked at the BK Lounge, you would call out teenagers for filling their water cups with soda.
100%, 100%. I need to say though, that wasn't me taking my job too seriously. That was me just being bitter at the fact that I was working that job, and
I
it was
think
like
that's the same.
so. But like. I think like in our job, the people that take it too seriously are like the people that have been doing it for a really long time, and all they can do is tell you all the places they've been and all the things that they do, and you never actually get a word in edgewise, you know?
Yeah.
But I was trying to think like what other industries, what jobs people have, and how people can take them too seriously. Because like when you watch them, it's pretty funny when you actually sit back and listen to people and when they're taking it way too seriously, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we had a mutual friend. She worked at a different radio station. I don't know if you ever met her or not, or if you guys were friends, but she was dating somebody or is married to somebody who was a police officer, I think, or I'm not really sure. Anyway, he knew that I was a bail bondsman. So we all went out to coffee, and he started talking to me in like police code or PC code, right? He was using all the penal codes. He's like, yeah, so one time I was on a PC 459, there was a possible HS 11377 there as well. So I'm like, dude, I'm a bail bondsman. And I don't even know what those mean. I just write the numbers down and then give it to the jailer. I just want to get them out of jail so I can get their money. That's it.
Right.
But
like the last guy I dated that told everyone he was a cop, but really he's just a transportation officer.
Or like, oh gosh, what else? Because I've had so many jobs.
If you can't carry a gun into work, you're not a cop.
I worked at Tower one time, and I remember when I was working at Tower, one of the managers, one of the floor managers, this is back in CDs, and then vinyl was sold like ironically, like they would sell vinyl as like, nobody uses vinyl, but we got your vinyl. And there was a certain way you had to stack the vinyl, and if you didn't do it just right, like after a year or two, it could bend, but it never really made it that far. But she would go through and check the way that the vinyl was stacked. And if I was in charge of stacking the vinyl, I never did it right.
Did you never do it right because you just couldn't get it right, or you just didn't try very hard?
I was always in a hurry. So it's not even that I wasn't trying hard. It's just that I was going too fast, not really double checking my work. I think that's why they stuffed me in video and made me finish out my days at Tower Records in the Tower Video department where nobody ever goes. Like, who goes to Tower Records to rent DVDs and VHS and Laserdisc? There was like 3 people that did it,
All right, you guys. Thank you, Honey's Air and Solar. Honey's Air and am I pointing the right way? BLA.
Honey's Air and Solar with Madden and Riley.
$25,000 we're giving away.
Oh, and
Tape Face at the Gallo Center for the Arts tomorrow night. We have those tickets.
Tape Face was an America's Got Talent finalist in 2016. Madden thought that I was trying to get her attention in the studio this morning by laughing. I was just watching Tape Face videos. He does everything with tape on his face, and it's all done through props and music, and it's hilarious. It's going to be so much fun tomorrow.
You look pretty giddy about it.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to jump back on the air to give stuff away. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.